Good morning, everyone. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com, and welcome to Fed Day. So, we are expecting a Fed announcement this afternoon, and of course, volatility usually expands after 2 p.m., especially after 2:30 when the press conference starts. In the pre market this morning, stock index futures are looking pretty happy. Everybody's up in the pre market while commodities are down on Wednesday morning. With the Fed announcement coming out this afternoon, there's really no probability that they're going to actually do anything today. But of course, it's not what they do, it's what they say that the market usually reacts to. Let's start off looking at the VIX, and the VIX for the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, and the Russell 2000 all came down yesterday, all ended the day on sell signals. Now, that is supportive for higher stock prices, but because the VIX has been trending higher since the start of the year and has gotten well ahead of weakness in the overall stock market, we need a little bit more downward momentum in the VIX before investors are going to get overly excited. And so we're looking for a move down below 20 at least before the market's going to really start thinking about longer term investments in the market. Right now, we're seeing some short covering. We're seeing a little repositioning going into the Fed meeting, but really not a lot's going on. And we'll take a look at that in a minute. Here is the iShares for the TSX 60 trading up to our next price target. So we traded above it, but didn't break out above it. And that is also true for the Vanguard Canada ETF. Looking at the Vanguard Total Market ETF in the US, you can see we traded up to our next price target. The Dow didn't actually make it while the S&P sat on it and closed slightly below it yesterday after trading above it. The NASDAQ had a little more excitement yesterday and actually ended the day above our next price target. So we're still looking at 609.38 as a big line in the sand for the NASDAQ going forward. Now, the Russell 2000 sitting right on the 250 level. We closed at $250.05. So looking to see if we can break away from that on Wednesday. And of course, we are trading higher in the pre-market. Really, all we care about is what happens at the close, not what happens at the open. Now, we've been watching the bank sector to see if this could help give us some indication that the market really wants to trend higher here and not just react. There is the iShares for the Canadian financial sector. They popped yesterday. It had something to do with Manulife and some other stocks had a nice day on Tuesday. Bank stocks moved up into the channel yesterday, so no change there. There is the U.S. financial sector moving up into the channel. It wasn't really helped much by banks or regional banks. Had more to do with the broker dealers and again the insurance companies moved up on Tuesday. Now, Bank of America still sitting, trading below the lower channel line, while the Citigroup, which we talked about earlier in the week, moved right up to the upper channel line on Tuesday. So no change in trend just yet for Citigroup. And then looking at the Royal Bank, it also traded up to the upper channel line yesterday. So still looking for a close above $226.34. Now we're watching the airline stocks as a proxy for how the higher energy prices are affecting some stocks. There's the transportation sector having a nice day on Tuesday, moving up. We had the airline stocks also move up on Tuesday. They were up, but just tick under 2% on the day. Now, there's American Airlines trading up to the lower channel line, no change there. Air Canada traded up into the channel, so certainly a close above $18.13 would give us a buy signal on Wednesday. And you can see that open gap there just above where we closed yesterday could act as an area of resistance. Now, in the U.S., Delta was the big winner, and it was up over 6% on the day, so back on a buy signal as of Tuesday's close. Looking at the world of commodities, just one trend change here. It wasn't crude oil. Gasoline made a new high yesterday. Natural gas, unfortunately, is back on a sell signal as of Tuesday's close, and it is trading lower in the pre-market. No joy for copper, for gold, for palladium, for platinum, which traded up into the channel. So a close above $197.47 would give us a new buy signal on Wednesday. Then looking at platinum, trading up into the channel yesterday, looking for a close above $197.47. If you're trading this particular commodity, I would really look for a breakout above the recent high over here. and just leave this noise to itself. You can see that we have a nice bottom here, and we've got a recent top which got stalled. There's an open gap which hasn't been filled yet, so I'd really be looking for a move above that high before jumping back in. And again, we don't have a buy signal here on Wednesday morning. Then looking at silver, no joy, still on a sell signal. Last up this morning, yes, the Magnificent 7 ETF did move up yesterday, 0.41%, so less than half a percent move yesterday. Broadcom is one of the stocks that did not succeed. We did get a sell signal the other day. I said hold off, give it a couple of days and see if we get another confirmation. And for Broadcom, we certainly did. Meta, popped the other day on news, and it really hasn't been able to get any more attention since then, and couldn't even fill the gap. So that's not a good sign for Meta. Still on a sell signal here. Nvidia just treading water in the channel right now, and Tesla still on a sell signal here. No change in trend. Yesterday couldn't close above the previous day's high, so nothing going on with Tesla. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. Stock index futures are currently higher, so a lot of these stocks are going to continue to move higher at the open. Of course, we expect volatility to expand after 2:30 this afternoon, and it's not how they open, it's how they close that we care about. So let's see how the market closes this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Thursday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.